What's up, Zox fam? So we are on day 7 in the account security series, and there's a lot to talk about in this day because today was just mainly spent on farming. Now, not only is today a farm day, but today is also the last day for the reset. And so I actually did some resetting as well. I would say, you know, take advantage of this while you have the opportunity because there is no guarantee that we'll be getting this anytime soon again. So you want to make sure that whatever it is that you want to continue to push with at this point, you go ahead and you reset it. So I want to make sure I get that out of the way, right? Now, of course, with that, we have the 7-day commission. I'm actually coming to a tail end with it right now. As you can see, we get another perfect lattice too. But I got one more that I need to do for day 6. I just somehow never did it. But we're going to have that auto in the background and we get our free copy of Ling Lao. So Ling Lao is definitely going to be super, super important for you to be able to climb more in your Aurora dungeon. And even in some PvP setups and even PvE, just generally speaking, she's going to be a really, really solid healer for you to be able to get through content. So that also will unlock phase 2. So make sure that you do this as soon as possible, because as soon as you complete this, it will actually unlock the phase 2 for you to actually start working on that. And that will have its own set of missions and rewards leading up to the point of you getting the quantum prototype, which is a random SSR, right? So outside of that, what have we worked on the account? What did we decide to keep? What did we decide to build? Okay. So one thing I did decide to actually reset was my Gray, and not because Gray's bad, but I'm going to actually rebuild him up later. I was looking at my account and I have the Ramoka build. I 6-starred her. I have my Leon build. I 6-starred her. I needed a single target damage. All of my damage, including Gray, was all AoE. And one of the things that I did not have, and this is just reassessing your accounts, is strong single target damage. And there's other strong single target damagers like Sutomo, Obero, you got Chloros, you have a ton of other characters that you can invest in. But for what I had on my account, I was looking at the character that I could get the most general usage out of and wasn't going to necessarily be locked into an attribute. I really wanted to go Obero, but the problem with Obero is that Obero is a water attribute unit. So where's she at, right? So I already have 4-starred. I was like considering going up even more with her. But the thing is that she's an odd attribute unit. So if I was to like try to take her into, Doki Doki, she'd be neutral. And if I tried to take her into Terra Matan, she'd just get clapped as a DPS. So it didn't make sense, right? So that's where we basically made the investment choice with the Ting. Leon, of course, I'm still keeping her because I want to show you guys how to actually build her along the way, because she can definitely carry you and go all the way into endgame. It's just a matter of making sure you have the right pieces to make it work, right? So I actually am right now, because I'm in that transition period, I'm sharing a piece or my White Fang with my Leon. So whoever I'm using at that point, I just swap the gear and we call it a day. Nothing too crazy there. But gear wise, we have gotten our first set of Keen Eye. Again, I think it's really important that you guys take time to farm Hell 1, 2, whatever one you can farm, because these are going to be some of the first initial pieces that you're going to get to transition into. So we got our first Keen Eye, which is nice, of course, matching with our shell for the White Fang. For Leon, we're still rocking out with the attack bonus. We alternate in between the harvest set. So I have a whole set that I just like basically swap between my DPS. But generally, I just keep her on the onslaught for right now. When we're looking at like that super higher scaling stuff, the harvest set works a little bit better. With my what's her name? Ramoka. Like I said, she's wearing the harvest set on her own. And we also have the harvest set pieces going for right now. Some mythic, some are going to be on the outstanding. That's where you relatively want to start seeing your gear at, minimum outstanding. And then you're like slowly but surely starting to get rid of the epics. You're not going to really get rid of epics all at once, just because there are going to be some pieces that if you can keep them there for right now, just so you can save some Etheria coins so you don't have to level, then there's that, right? But outside of that, we obviously have Mio still kicking. She shares gear with my Freya. We have Valerian, obviously, sitting on Gigabyte. So I actually will show you guys real quick after we go through the units what shell companions we've made. Dinah, we got kicking still. Biotin, we're not using Shieda right now. We use Marvel. We swap gear onto him. Same thing with Kazuyo. And from there, I think that's basically everybody. We still are going to be rebuilding Gray. And I think some of my next builds are going to definitely be like like Chiaki the Echo, Heinrich, and probably Kraken. I think it's going to be another build that we're going to get in the mix, and Viper for sure, because he's our strip for Aurora, right? Now, again, I could use Heinrich, but I still like Viper. He's going to be also good in PvP. So we're eventually going to build him. Hellkid also is going to be another really, really good build for this account. But we'll see who's the next 6-star, because I'm not 100% sure. It'll probably be someone for my PvP though, right? So outside of that, if we actually go and we take a look real quick at our shell companions are actually starting to look a little bit more fleshed out. Now, as far as the ones that we decided to build here, we got a white thing that is fully awakened, which basically means that we did a 1, 2, 3, and then 4 copies. So it's a lot of copies of white thing that we built into this. We have our second white thing, so we just need to do the last 4 to fully awaken it. We have another gigabyte that's actually being fully awakened, so it's already fully awakened. We have a dark moon that's at level 40, and we also are working on a gigabyte again, another one, and a artisan right now, right? Now, I would definitely say in the near future, we're going to be trying to build up one for Supernova, because that's going to be going on to my Ling Lao for her healing, depending on the scenario though, because Alicorn is also another really good option too to have built up as well. So we're just trying to make sure we have our general bases covered. You don't have to go so extensive. I would definitely say like at least having, the white things done and maybe a gigabyte can help you depending on your units. But again, having like the artisan is huge, dark moon, supernova, having those just already ready is going to be great, because you're going to absolutely be using them, right? So for me, I'm looking at it from the standpoint of, okay, I don't have anything that's guaranteeing I can get, say rolls into my speed, which has been absolutely horrendous. And I'm going to talk about that too. But yeah, that's what we basically have been working on. Now, as far as shells that you had from the epics, should you be keeping them? Yes, you should keep a few of them. And the reason why that is because some of them just have certain interactions that are going to be a little bit optimal for some of your other things that you're maybe running, like say Black Flag, for example. But if you're looking at the near future, like at level 45, you should be able to enter into the next thing that will be replacing it once you're able to actually farm it, because there is a mythic shell that literally gives you the same ability. So at that point, then, obviously replace it and then sell it. But if you have a ton of epics, which you should, because like the last 2, almost 3 days should have been just nothing but shell farming, you should have close to like 1 to 2 million training data to basically utilize to build up some of your stuff. Now, that's something that I definitely will say is like really, really important, because that's going to be something that really will help you with, again, pushing your progression, cleaning up your other runs, and making your farms consistent more than anything. Now, I definitely think it's really important to identify like what part of the game we're at. We're at the part of the game right now where it is basically the last step before stepping into really some of the last things that you need. I would say this is like early end game we're trying to step into. Super late game is going to be when you're starting to farm the very last set from Inferno, which is going to be like your Swift Raid, Fury Edge, things of that nature. But this is our first step getting into that end game for what we currently have, right? And the main thing is that, and I want to talk about something that is really important to identify that I don't think a lot of players realize that they don't have yet. So certain speeds you need to also be able to achieve as well. Like right now, I think minimum, if you want to be able to cut properly or to even be able to rotate first, you need to have like a plus 122, 123 speed. So yeah, I'll even show you guys, for me, like it's just RNG at the end of the day. There's nothing I can really do about it. And like, hold on, I think this gear is on my Mio, right? So this gear is only a plus 101, right? On my Mio. If I equip the same gear to my Freya, I think it's like a plus like 109 or something like that. But I'm not cutting it close to that 122, 121 yet. So that's really what's going to be the determining factor for me to be able to rotate properly against some of these bosses, especially for my opener, right? And so really what that means is that when you're looking at a lot of your gear, so let's go back to Mio, a lot of your gear is going to need to at least have a plus like 5 to 8 really for you to be able to achieve those. So you're going to start becoming a little bit more intentional, like looking at your pieces like, okay, let me go to a +4 instead of, you know, keeping this +2. And I would even say that at that point, this is further emphasizing that Doki Doki farm just a little bit so that you can hit the next speed threshold so that you can cross over, right? Because I think that that's definitely something that's going to hold a lot of players back, because that speed threshold is also what's going to make your multiplier, you know, do more, right? And so with that being the case, I think between you fine-tuning little things like that and then also getting your shells together, that's really going to help you out tremendously. Now, a couple of different recommendations, especially for the Terramatan. I know that that's like one of the biggest like issues a lot of players are having right now. I would definitely say one character that I'm coming to find to be a little bit like better, just in the sense of how she does her turn meter push, is Chiaki the Echo. Her investment is much lower. I still think she's actually really, really good. But again, I still even tested her with like the, you know, the higher investment Echo. So like, or sorry, Shell. So like, for example, I put a gigabyte on her, right? I put my gear for my Freya on her. So I will say, I still think that she's going to need like proper investment. So skilling her up, but it is a little bit more achievable than like investment in a Freya right now. Just because Freya is great. Don't get me wrong, but I definitely would say that, again, no different than any other SSR, she's going to be a higher investment because she requires perfect lattice. And that's something that you're just not going to have an abundance of, right? So she's definitely going to be really, really solid. I know for some people, if you're struggling and in Doki Doki, you got slower runs that you can do with Rahu. Rahu, Gray, they actually work really, really well together. And then as long as you have like some sort of like sustained, it could be a Valerian, it could be Ling Lao, something to keep your team alive, you should still be able to clear even hell. That's going to be, again, slower runs, but for those that don't have a Ramoka, it can still work, right? So that's basically that for like, you know, just kind of some of the things that I noticed that you're going to absolutely need, especially in like the Terramatan. Things just get much quicker than you. So you need both gigabyte, and you also are going to need something like, again, that base speed additional of the like 121 to 122, if I'm not mistaken. So that's going to make a huge, huge difference. Now, as far as the hyperlink charter, where we're currently at, we're in Chronicle 2. So we have to still finish the anti-sync echoes for Born. I think I should be able to clear that now. I was just waiting until my gear just got better naturally. We have the Animus training, which is fully equipped 1 SSR Animus with 12 mythic modules. So we're finally stopping the, you know, trying to clear everything for the first time for the most part on some of these dungeons. So I'm going to slowly but surely be working on that, which we're slowly getting there, right? Now, of course, with that, we also have on the Animus Fate 2, 1 fully equipped SSR Animus with level 15 modules. That's basically going to be the last thing that we need for the Animus Fate 2 on this page. This actually could be something that could be cheesed, actually. So I'll show you guys how you can do this, right? So if you go to like any, let's just say blanket character, right? And it said, wait, did it say SSR? I think it says SSR Animus, right? So yeah, 1 SSR Animus fully equipped. So let's just go to my Shieda, right? Now my Shieda, I actually used her like earlier to like build out a unit. So like you can literally go in and do something like this. We just have to remember to put this gear back. Let's see. So I think with Biotin or even Ramoka has her own gear loadout. So we're just going to take from her on the +15s. A lot of this slot, I just have never +15 just because there's no need to, but I'm going to do it for the sake of the mission. So we'll take that off Leon. We'll take this piece. We'll take that piece. And we'll take 1 more +15. And that mission should be done. All right. So now all I'm going to do, go back to those characters, which I think was Ramoka. We're going to actually take that piece off of the Shieda and replace it back. And the Leon, we had 2 pieces that were taken off of her. So we're just going to put those back. Where they at though? I'm like being like low-key blind here. That's Hell Kid. Yeah, I don't see her piece. Unless I just gave it to Ramoka. No, it's on the Shieda. There we go. Okay, so we just got that piece, and then last one that we need to move back Not that piece, but this one. All right, cool. So now we're squared away there. And I'm doing that so I don't forget. But if we go back, mission's done, right? So we can go ahead and claim that. We can go ahead and claim the rewards for this page. And then as you can see, the next thing that we need to do is hit a character at level 50, which we've already done. Doki Doki Hell 1 time, Nico Nada Hell 1 time, upgrade a 6-star Animus, 6 Animuses to 5-star. And then of course from there, equip 3 SSR Animuses with 12 mythic modules. So yeah, all we got to do is do that. And we're basically at the point of which now hitting level 45, which we'll be able to actually do tomorrow. That'll put us at the point of unlocking the next dungeon, and we'll also be able to finish this page too. For shell tuning, it's basically just for cycle 5 mythics. Are we really like going crazy with that right now? No, because we still are trying to build up mythics. So you hold on to your mythics. Don't just do that just because it's asking you. Actually do it when, you know, you don't really need to, right? Like that's the biggest thing. We still have to get the mythic time weave modules to drop. And then for arena trials, we're almost done with this page. I got to go finish my last couple of entries, and then we should be good with that, right? So that's basically where we're at now. When we're looking at some of the other dungeons, which is really important, obviously Shell dungeon, we're only on Sharon right now. I would definitely say the biggest thing with Sharon is being able to nuke, rotate. So any turn meter push back, push forward. If you have Gigabyte now, Gigabyte will help you out tremendously with this fight, just because of the fact that it will allow you to cut in front of Sharon. So that's what I would suggest is if you don't have certain shells built up yet, go farm them, right? So like Gigabyte, getting the white fangs so you can increase your damage, and the artisan so that you can actually sustain yourself a little bit better. That's ultimately what's going to make that a lot easier. And then of course having something that's able to push back, so using a Kraken, using a Mio, using Marvel if you have Marvel, if you have you know, someone like Kachi the guard, he can single target push back, even Red Kachi. You have a lot of different options for that. But ultimately, that's going to be that. So here we go. We finally finished the 7-day commission as well. So we're going to go ahead and claim all of that. And then we claim our free Ling Lao. All right, so GG, we got our free Ling Lao. I'm so surprised. Out of all the 5 stars I got, that's not one of them. I'm glad we didn't pull dupes of her. So there is that. So she is now added to the roster. And I think that puts me at, now I'm missing, so we're missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're missing we're still missing a good chunk of SSRs, which is not the bad thing because that gives me something to look forward to getting. And out of the SSRs or the SRs, I'm actually really surprised I'm missing Obel and Sutomo. But yeah, those are the only 2 that I'm missing. Other than that, we're basically chilling. So getting the Ling Lao is going to be massive. She's definitely going to be a must build for our Aurora team, for sure. But because everybody gets her for free, we can absolutely say the word must build, right? Because you have her. So everybody's going to want to build her. Ling Lao is the like strongest healing output unit in the game. Granted, being able to skill her up is another thing, but when she is skilled up, she is absolutely bonkers. So that's going to be a viable PvP unit for a lot of you guys too. So yeah, don't sleep on that. Outside of that too, I think everything is basically just really doing as high as you can. We're going to be streaming today, so I'll make sure that even for the content we're going to be getting into, we're going to be trying to push a little bit more on the free-to-play account. Shout out to everybody in the union as well, the Zoxaskun Crusaders. We're currently level 20. We've been grinding, right? We've absolutely been grinding. So again, I just want to highlight all those members that have been going crazy. Afro, Tragic, Bang, Bang Bang, Venanova, Paddle, Krulix, Acid, Chisef, Deep Frieza, Jew. Shout out to Jew too, because Jew's been running the guild, making sure the union is like running smoothly. Shout out to Jew, Oax, Katsura, Wimmies, Sukian, Eldris, Sate, Psyloki, Icebound, Big Daddy, Decisions, Bless XL, Bane Breaker, and then of course we have Captain Fuzzy, we have Andrew Cole, and Hellsput, Pebble, Clockwork, and Zuichi. All right, so shout out to all you guys, because yeah, you guys have been making this guild like go crazy. So yeah, that's that, man. Nothing really too crazy else to get into. If you guys have any questions, just come through to the stream. We're going to be pushing that. I guess the only other thing we have is just summons we're saving. If anybody's wondering with this account, we're going to start pushing the free-to-play account a little bit more. Trying to get some more other types of videos out to you guys to talk about more about like certain characters and combinations and things of that nature. But yeah, that's basically going to be that, guys, with day 7. Yeah, it's been an absolute insane first 7 days. But yeah, that's where we're at currently. We'll check in throughout the week. And then, of course, on day 14, we'll see where we're at. But that's that, guys. All of you guys stay blessed. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.